Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, it's not right and it's not okay. Whitney Houston's family have given the green light to another hologram show. How will I know if this is tacky? Oh, I know. Then, abracadabra, meet the local magician who is quite literally bringing magic back during the pandemic. And I promise he won't make Ted disappear. And from tacky to terrible, we are looking back at some of the worst dating shows of all time. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hello, Minnetonka. Hello, Wyzetta. And hello to Burnsville. And hello to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Goodyear Tires Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
Hello.
How are tire prices? You good?
They're doing okay. Did you know Jordan used to do that?
What, your husband used to what?
He used to work at one of those discount tire.
Oh,
forever.
really?
Yeah, when he was in law school and worked at discount tire. So he's like little carpal tunnel from screwing and unscrewing tires.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to change a tire.
Really?
I don't. Do you know how to change a tire?
Yeah.
You do?
The hardest part is getting the jack underneath it.
Okay, maybe that's a
Let's
whole
get that.
segment. Maybe you should teach me. That would be funny. That'd be an opportunity for people to laugh at me.
Oh gosh, it'd be great. And they'd laugh at me too.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It would
My
take
dad-
us a while.
Again, my dad said 17 things to me in my life, and that wasn't one of them. So,
How to change
how
tires.
do you change tires? Okay, I hear we have a full house today. Go ahead and put them up, Leo. Let's say hello to our audience. We have Alan. Hello, Alan.
Hello, hello.
Alan, where are you coming to us from, my friend?
From Oakdale, Minnesota.
Okay, Mary. Hi, Mary. How you doing, Mary? Oh, we lost
no.
Mary. Oh,
Oh, she's back.
there's
You'd
Mary.
think I would figure that out after all this time.
It's all right. Mary, you're from Richfield, right, my friend?
am.
Well, welcome to the show. And then,
Thank you.
And then finally, coming to us live from a Tiki Lounge, it is Sarah, Mikey, and Danielle. Hi, guys. Okay. Can I tell you something? It's never a good idea when the guest's set is better than the actual set of the show. Well, is that your normal house? Do you really have a Tiki Lounge in your home?
Sure do.
Sure do. It's in our garage.
What? Kendall, what are we doing here? Why are we not doing the show from their garage?
I don't know.
Can we do the show from your garage sometime?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's it. And you know the Marion Mim Davies gonna love that idea. Okay, I'm telling you, we're gonna do the show from your garage.
Perfect.
Love it.
Okay, not today, but I mean, we can't. I mean,
Do we get to join also?
you can, yes. You guys can come too, since you're part of the same group. Alan and Mary will all go down to their garage. Alan, why don't you bring a dessert? And Mary, why don't you bring an appetizer, okay?
Got it.
Okay.
Perfect.
We're going to have fun with the audience a little bit later. Thanks sincerely. Oh, my goodness.
Did you know, for
No.
real, I need to take a closer look at that because that is one of my life goals is to have my own tiki bar in my house or garage.
That's real. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's like, that would be just so fun, and they have it. Look at it.
It reminds me, and my friend Mikey, I believe, worked for Disney. It reminds me of the Grotto, Trader Sam's. It's a tiki bar at the Polynesian Resort.
Usually when you hear the word grotto, I don't think about tiki bar at the Polynesian Resort.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. But I think it's called Trader Sam's.
Trader Sam's.
And they have the Dole Whip, and it's a magical bar. Like when you order certain drinks, things erupt. There's sound effects. It's a Disney. It's the coolest bar in all of Walt Disney World.
I'm envisioning Rainforest Cafe, but
It's
is it
kind of
cooler?
like that, but cooler.
Okay.
For instance, they have, this is giving away one of the secrets. They have a bar that's kind of in the middle of the dining room, and they have bar stools that are connected to the bar.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's two of them, or just one that's magical. So it slowly it slowly lowers, and you don't realize it's lowering until you're basically on the ground. And then we did that to my mother. I think of my mother-in-law, and Colin and I knew which one it was. And she's like, suddenly she's like Lily Tomlin in The Incredible Shrinking Woman. And before we know it, she's on the floor. And we laughed so hard, but it moves at such a small speed
that you're
you
like,
don't
is
know
this
what's
happening?
happening. Yeah, it's great. It's at the Polynesian Resort at Walt Disney World.
Got to
So,
build one of those in my tiki bar too.
when we eventually go together, I'll take you.
Someday. I'm still waiting on an HBO Max password, so.
Oh, crap, I haven't given that to you yet?
No.
Okay. Give Kendall my HBO Max password. I'll get right on that.
Right on it.
Right on it. Let's get started. First, though, it's time for the hot dish. Let's go, Leo. I do that slower now because of that lovely grandma told me that she doesn't like when I do it fast.
Yeah, that's a
Can't
good
upset the grandmas.
Nope.
First up, book your flights now. We now know the debut date for Whitney Houston's latest Vegas residency. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey, isn't she dead? She is. Yeah, she still is. This is such a horrible idea. Look at this, and we'll talk about it on the other side. An Evening with Whitney, the Whitney Houston hologram concert, will debut on October 26th at Harrah's in Las Vegas, and tickets go on sale later today. This is horrible. This is, or as Charles Barkley would say, it's terrible.
Terrible.
It's just tacky. And ironically, I mentioned this in passing, I think yesterday on the show or the day before. This is sanctioned by the Houston family, which makes me, I don't like that. And it's just, and you know what? If the hologram was good, that would be one thing. But that doesn't look like Whitney Houston. That looks like Terry Houston. That doesn't even look like her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it weirds me out the most that people are clapping for a hologram.
Yeah. Well, and Jeff said this in our meeting. What's also creepy is there's real humans next to the hologram. And I'll repeat it. If it was a good hologram, I would feel better. But that doesn't look at all like Whitney Houston. I don't like this hologram crap.
I don't like it in
I don't like it in
general.
general. Even, you know what? I'll take back what, even if it was good, it's macabre to me. It's just creepy. It's like, you know what? Because what's going to happen is, when you go to, and I was lucky enough to go to an actual Whitney Houston concert, what's going to happen is, and this is the sad part, you're not going to concentrate on the music, which is what you're supposed to do. You're going to concentrate on the creepiness of the damn hologram. That's what you're going to do. And that's not right. And it's not okay. How will I know? I know. Because the greatest love of all is a Whitney Houston fan. That's right. Just saying. I could go on, but it would get really annoying. Next on the dish, if you're friends with Kevin Hart, be prepared to be pranked. Nick Cannon is learning that the hard way. After Nick's 7th child was born recently, Kevin put up a billboard in LA, Atlanta, and New York. For any advice on fatherhood, call my best friend Nick Cannon, and then put Nick's cell phone number. Nick's 7th child was his 4th child in 1 year.
I'm gonna let you take this one before I say something somebody emails me about.
Okay. I'm just doing the math. That is a lot. That is a lot of nook. That's just a lot of that's like just a constant. That's like a small parade in a small town. Just, oh, okay, come here, let's breed.
Yep.
Next. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I say this, love, he was here.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite in-studio guests. This is a lot of sex.
Yep. Live your life.
Now,
but,
what were you going to say that's going to get people emailing us today?
I told you earlier, and I'm gonna keep it to myself.
You are?
Are you laughing right now? Because
I am
you know?
laughing. I know what you wanted to say, but
But I'm not gonna
But what
say
do we
it.
say, Kendall? It's Friday,
It's Friday.
and we don't want mad people emailing us. We just don't.
Nope.
Oh, you're just so offensive. That's not really funny. That bird hitting the girl on that ride's not really funny. You're very anti-bird.
Anti-bird.
Yeah. Anyway, next on the dish. What happens when you put Dennis Rodman, Tamar Braxton, Frankie Muniz, you know, Malcolm in the Middle, and Stormy Daniels in a house together? You get good TV. We have good news. The Surreal Life is back. That's right, peeps. VH1 is bringing the show back for its 7th season. The network promises a, quote, wild, over-the-top journey that pushes the stars to reveal different sides of themselves in surprising ways. If you guys don't know, the series became one of VH1's most popular franchises. Now, this is one that Kendall will comment on because Kendall did a deep dive into the original show.
I did.
My favorite season is the Vern Troyer, Flavor Flav, Brigitte Nielsen season.
I feel like that's 4 or 5.
Okay, that's my favorite season.
Yeah? Yeah, that's a good one. I went in and was like, gosh, who was on that show? Because I remember enjoying it, but I think I was younger enough to be like, I don't know all these people. I would really, really love it now because they'd play games, plus they're all just crazy people.
Yeah.
And they're all going at it all the time, and then doing crazy things. It's my deep dive. I just went like way off a deep end though and looked into all these people, and it was weird.
This was one of the VH1 shows that I did watch with a lot of with regularity, and because I loved them. And Vern, we don't have time, but Vern Troyer, I had the opportunity to meet almost yearly when he would go to the Starkey Gala, and I did the red carpet there because he was a beneficiary of their technology. He had R.I.P. He had a hearing a problem. He was the nicest guy, and I always asked him, like off camera, we talk about the Surreal Life, and he was like, it was just
Nutter butters.
It was as nutter butters as you think.
Like even when you go online and you just look at the little quick recap of each season, it's just crazy.
It's crazy,
like,
but it's great. It's great TV.
Totally.
So thanks for bringing it back. Speaking of great television, we have more to offer you right after this. Back in a moment. Hope you're hungry. More hot dishes coming out of the kitchen. Next, we have the power. Hey, kids of the 80s, get ready to smile this weekend because He-Man is back. I'll have my review of the new Netflix series. Then, have you ever met a lawyer turned magician? Well, you will today. The local guy who's bringing magic back. And it's a Friday flashback. The worst and tackiest dating shows of all time. That and more when we continue.
You know, one of the only activities I've been able to do during the pandemic is golf. And it's one of my favorite pastimes. And I recently learned that my amigo Guillermo has never done it.
Never.
So we grabbed our clubs and our balls and hit the links.
Hi, Anthony.
Hey, Guillermo.
I'm here.
Guillermo, how often do you play?
This is my first time, so what do I do?
You just put the ball down on the ground and hit it.
All right.
Yeah, it's right there. Now, hold on. I know this is going to remind you of the penitentiary, but it's not this, all right? All right, you come here. I want you to bring this club up here like this, all right?
Okay.
I want you to extend that arm. Now keep your eye on the ball. Yeah, all right. And then I want you to come down and just hit the out of that ball. You ready? Go! Let me stand over here. Okay. Put another one down there.
I got it.
All right.
That's good. He did better than I did a couple days ago. Guillermo learns to golf with Kimmel and guest host Anthony Anderson. They stole our segment, Kendall.
They totally stole our segment.
They did. You're going to see it, Jeff. When are we going to run that? Next week, maybe? Next week. Oh, he's playing Scrabble or something on his phone.
He's very busy.
Jeff is very busy executive producing.
He's steering the ship.
He's steering the ship. The Titanic is what we call it. Right, Brad? It's not the Britannia. It's the Titanic right here.
Straight to the iceberg.
It certainly is. But no, next week you'll see it. It's a two-parter. It was so good, we decided to break the piece into 2 parts. It's like a cliffhanger at the end of the first one. Will Leo actually do something? That's the cliffhanger there. More late night. Kate Beckinsale was on with Fallon last night. She and her friends played dress up during the pandemic, and she discovered something about herself. Look at this.
And I happen to look bomb in facial hair, so it was a nice opportunity.
You actually do look beautiful with facial hair, I will say. Yeah.
It's an improvement. I look better in a beard than just a moustache and a beard.
We found a photo of you in a beard.
Oh, good.
You do look pretty
Do you feel
great in a
strangely
beard.
attracted to me? More?
I think, I mean, that's honestly...
Best I've ever looked.
I mean, you do look...
No, I look amazing in a beard. I look better with a beard than without a beard. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because we do have a mustache.
Oh, amazing.
Just
For
lying
me?
around. I was thinking maybe if just want to try it on, we get to see it. This is Kate Beckinsale.
Huh?
You are.
It's a game changer, isn't it?
You are good looking in a beard. You
Thank
could
you.
really... Wow, you beautifully rock a beard. That's unbelievable.
Kate Beckinsale wearing the world's largest scrunchie. She's in the new movie Bolt on Amazon Prime Video. Jolt, not Bolt.
A for effort.
Bolt is a different movie, Kendall. Different. That's on Netflix. This is Jolt. I like that dress, actually. You would look good in that dress.
That dress has a lot going on.
I know, but you could handle it.
Could I, though?
You could handle it. You would wear the dress wouldn't wear you. That would be good for you.
I feel like it wouldn't, thank you. But Kate Beckinsale, seriously?
Yeah.
She looks good in a beard and a scrunchie.
She's very proper.
Well, yes, there's that.
She's
but
very.
she just, I mean, she is like mega gorgeous human
She
being.
is.
It's disgusting. Well, I can't compete with that.
What do I say, Kendall?
What?
Sometimes the good Lord gives with both hands. And in the Kate Beckinsale case, 2 hands and 2 feet.
All the things.
Next in the dish, Jennifer Hudson is Oprah's latest interview, and she talked about becoming Aretha Franklin for the new Aretha biopic, Respect. Her audition, this was cool. Her audition actually happened years ago in a performance with Aretha in the front row. Look at this.
You come out and there is just, you are all aglow. You are ready. So you were prepared in that moment.
As prepared as I could get. I always say in my mind, if you give me the opportunity, I will make it work. And I had my own vision. Like, my ultimate goal when I am doing a tribute to someone is, my hope is in some way I can show them what they've given us. Because when you're doing it, you never get to see what others see. So it's like, if I could just channel you a little bit for you to be able to see what you've given us, then I feel as though my job is done. And in that moment, like, I was like, I want to go back in time. I want to look like a resemblance of her, you know? And I looked at like old footage of different performances and things like that and tried to implement it in that performance. And so in my mind, I said, in my mind, this is my audition.
And it was. At the end of the performance, she's talking about the camera took a shot of Aretha, and Aretha did this. Like, A-okay, and that's Aretha. Oh, here it comes, I think, right there. Yep. And that's big. Aretha was strong. You didn't mess with Aretha, so she didn't like she would not hide it just because there's a camera in front of her face. My favorite Jennifer Hudson, Oprah Winfrey story is, and by the way, Oprah hasn't left her Maui house since like 2019.
I mean,
she
would
makes
you?
everybody come to her. She hasn't left, and then when she does do interviews with other people, she green screens them into Hawaii. That's when you know you're famous, when people get green screened into your Maui campus. Yeah. Anyway, they're nicey nice now, but about 10 years ago, before the Oprah Winfrey Show went off the air, Jennifer Hudson was a guest on the Oprah Show, and it was a blizzard in Chicago. The plane made it. She got there the night before the show. They did a rehearsal, as musical acts would do. Then that night after the rehearsal, she jumped on a plane to go to a party in Detroit. Even though, the Oprah Show was the next day, flight got stuck. Flight got canceled because of the blizzard. Oprah was livid. They had to move the shows around. And this isn't like, we can move things around pretty quickly. I mean, if Cooking Mom, if we're doing a segment, the Cooking Mom's like, oh, I don't feel good. You and I just talked for 7 minutes.
Right.
This is the Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah was not happy. She's like, why did you get on a plane when you had an obligation? It's rude.
Don't mess with Miss O.
Don't mess with, Respect, speaking of respect, hits theaters next month. I can't wait to see it. Is there anybody that can play to Aretha? It's her.
Yeah.
Let's go to the audience now. Mary from Richfield has a question for you, Kendall. She writes, where does Kendall shop? A lot of people want to know where you get primarily your wardrobe.
Oh, hi, Mary. Thanks. Okay, well, I do a lot of Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx, Macy's. I like the deals, but I'm really into consignment shopping. So I go to consignment stores. You do? Yeah,
Yep.
that's where I feel like I get a lot of my kind of different funky stuff, and what I wear outside of the show is all, consignment stuff. It's cool.
It's amazing what people get rid of.
Right? And you're like, I'll take that for $5 that you paid $350 for. Thank you.
Well, and this is perfect. Let's go to the Tiki Lounge with Mikey, Sarah, and Danielle. They have the most appropriate question for their setting and for our personality. They want to know, hey guys, do you prefer a margarita, a Mai Tai, or a daiquiri? Ladies first.
Oh, I always do margarita, no salt.
Okay.
But I like it on the rocks only.
Yeah. I'm a margarita guy, but here's the deal, Tiki Lounge folks. I don't like mine overly sweet. I don't like a gaggingly sweet, with a lot of sweet and sour. No.
We're not sweet girls.
No, I want just give me some lime juice, a 4-count of tequila, white tequila.
4 count? You mean like 12?
No, this is what I do. Have you ever seen me make a margarita? Here, this is what Tiki Lounge, can you see me? This is what I do. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for Jesus and 1 for Oprah. And that's what I do.
And 1 for the coffee pot.
That's what it's a 4-count. 1 for Jesus, 1 for Oprah.
Yep, no pour spout.
That's right. But no, margarita is my. Well, let me. Alan, what's your favorite summer beverage, Alan, to get you into the conversation here?
I'm pretty simple. I like a carbonated water.
Oh.
I keep it really simple.
Hey,
bubble water.
I love. There is nothing better. Like on the pontoon, little carbonated water. Just yeah.
I had that last night at softball. It was fantastic.
Look at you, Sporty Spice. We'll have fun with the audience a little bit later. Next in the dish.
Oh, here he goes.
Let's move this over here. There we go. I watched the new Masters of the Universe He-Man series on Netflix, which debuted overnight. And don't think that I didn't set my alarm for midnight to wake up to watch it. There's He-Man and Battle Cat. Now, before I talk about it, here's the trailer we wanted to show you a few days ago. But anyway, take a look.
The Lord of Destruction.
Still know the tune?
Some things you can never forget.
I have the power!
Oh, I mean, there's so many things to be happy about today. My mother received good news. I'm going to a fish fry tonight. I'm playing pull tabs. It's my father-in-law's birthday.
Oh,
and He-Man is back after I've waited 40 years for this. That's not a joke. 40 years. Well, 35 actually. Anyway, it's back. Kevin Smith, who did Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob, is the executive producer. He wrote the first episode. If you're thinking to yourself, He-Man, look, all of us kids of the 80s, we grew up on this. My mother knows. We couldn't walk into Kmart without me begging my mother to buy a new He-Man figure. This meant a lot to all of us in the 80s, and I'm happy to say, unlike Michael Bay, who destroyed Transformers, I'm happy to say that Kevin Smith, you are the master of the universe, because it is perfection. He walked a great tightrope of staying true to the spirit of the original, which is a little corny and funny and pun-filled, but yet modernizing it. And there are actually stakes in this one. The end of the episode is kind of grim and sets the show off in a much different direction than the 80s one. Mark Hamill is Skeletor. Sarah Michelle Gellar is Teela. So great voice cast, great animation. This is a sequel to the 80s cartoon. Bravo, Kevin Smith. I love you. Please come back here, because Eden Prairie Center is right down the road where you shot Mallrats. But thank you for preserving our childhood. Masters of the Universe Revelation, the first half of the first season, is available right now on Netflix. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everyone. I bought this. It's fun. I don't have to ask my mom for money anymore. Welcome back to the program on this beautiful Friday. Thank you for making us a part of it. Well, the pandemic took its toll on all of us, right, my friends? Comics couldn't tell the jokes, singers couldn't sing, and magicians couldn't do their tricks in front of live audiences. Well, our next guest felt that pain, but figured out a way to show his tricks virtually. Please welcome Christoph the Magician. Hi, Christoph.
Good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. So we're going to get some magic, a lot of it in the next segment. But I am really curious, and I said this in the tease, you were a lawyer before this. So how do you go from being a lawyer to a magician?
Well, for one thing, you say goodbye to a lot of the stress. But as a trial lawyer, I was with Larkin Hoffman for 35 years. As a trial lawyer, you know, it involves a lot of storytelling, which is not unlike magic. So that wasn't such a difficult transition, especially since I was doing the magic through law school to put my way through school, and trial work from there seemed a lot easier, frankly.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, because like I was just talking about my childhood. I wanted to do what I'm doing now since I was 6 years old. I mean, I did my show. I did a fake talk show on a rock in my papa's front yard. You're very similar. You've been interested in magic since you were a kid, right, Christoph? And when did it start for you?
I was about 6 years old.
And you did it, and what was it about it? Did you see a TV show? Did you see a movie? Did you read a book? What was the spark for you?
It was my brother. He came home and did a couple of silk handkerchief tricks, just blew me away and drove me crazy. And I checked out every book on magic I could get at any library I could find for the next 20 years.
So, and then you did magic at your father's bar, right?
I did, yes. A misspent youth.
What would you do, buddy? Would you just go around to the tables, or how did that go?
I went from table to table, bar to bar, in the restaurant. I would just walk up and say, "Would you like to see some magic?" And because I was, 12 years old at the time, everyone was very accommodating, and that helped.
Yeah. Let me acknowledge, too, nothing to do with magic, but your backyard is quite magical, if I may pay you a compliment. That is a beautiful, beautiful piece of property there, Christoph.
Thank you. You should really attribute the praise to my lovely assistant, who doubles as my wife. She's the one responsible for all of that.
The best assistant there is, right, Christoph?
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna do one trick here, and then we're gonna take a break, and on the other side we're gonna do more. What do you have for us right now, Christoph?
Well, I thought I'd talk to you about money a little bit.
Sure.
Right? So I brought along not what you would call the long green, right? I just brought along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $1 bills. Now, there are always a couple of different things that you can do with cash, right? One of those things is to invest it. The other thing that you can do with it is to spend it. And if you invest it instead of spending it, then you can make something magical happen if you play your cards just right. And by that, I mean something like so, where you change it by perhaps a factor of 10 into 5 $10 bills. So now instead of 5 ones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 $10 bills. Now, as you may also know, though, there are certain economic forces in play whenever you are investing money, and things don't always work out just the way you want. And so if you aren't careful with your investments, just like that, you can be back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and $5, which is an unfortunate state of affairs.
Yeah.
But always read that prospectus before you decide how to invest.
Okay, now, I don't know what your plans are this evening, but if you could come play pull tabs with me tonight with that trick, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Just let me know where to be.
Pine Brook in Princeton. No, that is fantastic. That's, okay. Generally speaking, it's always the process that fascinates me. Generally speaking, how long does it take you to master an illusion, to master a trick?
Well, it depends a lot on the difficulty of the particular illusion. There are some things, particularly with cards, because I've been a card guy most of my life.
Yeah.
That I can pick up in maybe 15, 20 minutes if it's not too far off from what I've already been doing. But there are a lot of things, both with cards and with other props, that I can work on for 6 months before it sees the light of an audience.
Oh, my goodness. And last question before we do take a break, before we do some more magic. What did your family say when you're like, you know what, I'm going to stop being a lawyer and I'm going to be a magician full? What was the reaction?
Actually, Jason, that's not the right question. The right question is, what did your in-laws say when they found out that the man who their daughter married as a lawyer is now going to be a magician?
You're right. Okay, Christoph, let's make that disappear. Let me re-ask. Here we go. Hey, Christoph, what did your in-laws say when you told them that you were going to stop being a lawyer and you were going to be a magician?
My mother-in-law said, you are going to keep your license, though, right?
Always listen to mom and mother-in-law. More with Christoph the magician when we come back. Back in a moment. It's the backup plan, we call it. Welcome back. Friday. We are back with Christoph the magician, and now we're going to stop talking and to get to some magic. Okay, my friend, I have an envelope in front of me for some reason.
Would you please open the envelope, Jason, and extract the contents?
I will do so. Okay, open the contents. Okay, this is a pack of cards.
Right. Would you go ahead and tear it open so that you can open the flap and remove the entire pack and just set it down on the table in front of you like this?
Like, oh, should I take the cards out?
Yep.
Okay, take the cards out. Okay. It is sealed. Let me just tell the audience, it is sealed. There's nothing hinky about this. Okay, there we go.
I will tell you, however, that I shuffled the cards before I gave them to you, so it's not in original deck order. I just resealed it.
Got it. Okay, they're sitting in front of me right now.
Perfect. Now, I have a deck in front of me as well, Jason, and this is just to help show you by way of example what it is that I would like you to do, all right?
Okay.
Now, are you a card player, Jason?
I am not. I am not.
That's just fine. We can work with that. Don't worry about it. What I'm going to ask you to do first is to cut the deck about in half. It doesn't have to be exact, but just cut the deck about in half and put one half to the side.
Okay, I just did that.
Now pick up what used to be the bottom half and put that on top. We call that completing the cut.
Okay, I just did that.
And then square the cards up nicely so that they're sharp corners and all of that.
Sharp corners. There we go. There we go. And this desk is a little weird for this. Okay, there we go.
That looks really good, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, the next thing that I want you to do, I don't want it to seem that I was too directive, so I'm going to have you cut the deck again, but it doesn't have to be right in the middle. You might just take off 20% of the cards or most of the cards, and be careful not to flash the bottoms of any of the cards towards the camera, but just lift off as many as you want and set them down to the side.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I've done that.
And then again, complete the cut.
Okay, put the bottom on the top, okay.
Now, Jason, are you right-handed or left-handed?
My friend, I am left-handed.
Okay, I'll try and work with that. Please take your right hand and put it behind your back. So you're only going to use your left hand.
Okay.
I want you to take the top card, just the top card, without looking at the face of it. Keep it face down so it doesn't flash towards the camera, and set it down, just the top card, to the left of the deck.
Okay, right there, I got it. Okay, to the left of the deck, right there.
Yes. Now I want you to do that with another card. Take it off the top of the deck and just put it to the right side of the pack.
So the next card on the deck, move it to the right. There we go. Okay.
Now we're going to do one more. I want you to take one more card off the top of the deck without looking at the face of it, and don't flash it towards the camera. And then I want you to place it under your buttocks.
What the hell kind of show do you think this is, Chris? No, okay, here we go. Okay, now I don't look at it, right?
Correct.
But I put it under my butt. Okay, there we go. It's under. Thank you for the applause on that one. There we go. Okay.
Jason, I just want you to focus on the card to the left of the deck. This was the first card that you dealt, all right?
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
I want you to just think about what card that feels like to you.
Okay.
Does it feel like a black card or a red card?
Feels like a black card.
All right. Does it feel like a club or a spade?
Spade.
All right. A spade. Now, does it feel like a number card or a picture card? A picture card being Jack, Queen, or King?
It feels like a picture card.
Okay. Which one? Jack, Queen, or King?
Queen.
So it feels like this card is the queen of spades to you, right?
Yes.
Well, let's see how you did, Jason. Go ahead, turn that over and let the camera see.
If this is the queen of spades, I'm going to just lose it.
Me too.
It is the queen of spades.
You did very well.
What kind of witchcraft is this? What's going on here? Okay, I'm freaked out, but let's continue. Is there another? Because I have a card under my butt still.
Working our way towards your butt.
Okay. That's what all my. Anyway, that's it. Let's go. We're a family show. I almost made a joke that would get this my liquor license lost. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now I want you to pick up the card to the right of the deck, and I want you to look at it, but don't let me see it. In fact, keep your hand around the back so I can't see the front or the back of it.
But I'm going to look at it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sensing that it's a red card. Is it a red card, Jason?
Yes, it is.
Is it a diamond?
Yes, it is.
And it's a number card.
Yes, it is.
It's a high number card.
Yes, it is.
Is it the 9 of diamonds?
No.
Was I close?
You were very close.
Let's see what it was.
It is the 10 of diamonds.
Ah, damn.
It is the
All right, give me one more try.
Okay.
I want to have one more try with what you're sitting on.
Okay.
Now, you haven't looked at that card at all, right?
No, I put it under my butt and I left it alone.
All right. I don't know why, but I'm thinking that it is probably a black card. In fact, I'm thinking that it's a club. I'm thinking it is the 6 of clubs. Would you go ahead and take it out and show it to the camera, please?
6 of clubs. Hold on a minute. There it is. 6 of... The 6 of clubs.
Thank you.
The 6 of clubs. Pulled from my rear. That's never said before on this broadcast. Look, oh my goodness. What? Seriously, this is crazy. This is, okay, I am floored. Christoph, thank you so much. My goodness. This was fantastic. I don't know how you did it. I don't want to know how you did it, but that is great. Tell your in-laws you made the right decision.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Christoph will be performing at the Southern Theater in October. For tickets, go to southerntheater.org, and you can also head to ChristophTheMagician.com. Wow. Okay. We'll be right back after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Okay, now quickly, we got something else to do here, but I promise you, and you can see it, check it out on the Jason Show TV Instagram page. I promise you, there's nothing hinky about that deck of cards. I looked at it, I showed the producer, I showed Ken, nothing. I don't know how he did that.
I don't get it.
And I think he purposely, I think it was part of the act to get it wrong the second time.
Right, like, oh,
I don't know why, though.
So close.
So close. Anyway, welcome back. Late night host Andy Cohen will soon have a new gig. He's hosting a new show that puts a twist on the dating show. It's all about exes confronting each other about why they broke up. Look at this.
Our relationship expert, Shan Boudram, is here to help.
Communication isn't about what you say, it's what you want to achieve. Let's work on cuddling.
I've never cuddled in a suit before
It's
with
different.
a girl.
Ooh.
They're exes. Rated our single from 1 to 10. She gave you a 7. 5. Why'd you give her a 1?
She needs some help.
Yeah, I have a couple little kinks. I love like guys in jock straps. I love feet, like having a feet fetish.
Okay. That's a show called X-Rated. The show premieres next month on Peacock. Yeah. Look, do you have any, I know Jordan's not watching, do you have any exes that you would love to put on that show?
No, I hope you're well. But I mean, like, your ex is for a reason. I don't want to know what you think of me. You know,
that's my phrase. Your ex is your ex for a reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, eventually, I mean, there are questions that I have for exes, you know.
Like what?
Well, I'm not going to tell you now, but I mean,
will you tell me during the commercial?
I'll during the commercial. What? Yeah, one of my exes, what was up with the fake British accent?
Why did we do that?
Yeah, what was up with that? Really happened. Dating shows have been a staple of TV for decades, from the dating game in the 60s and 70s to Love Connection back in 2 and 2 in the 80s. We thought it would be fun to look back at dating shows that you may have forgotten about. First up, a show from the early 90s that was a big hit right here on the FOX. Look.
Danielle, how about you? What are you looking for in a dude?
He has to be very good looking, have a hot bod, somewhat like the CNR models.
How about you, Livia?
I like guys with dark hair, dark tan bodies, and they have to make me laugh, definitely, and surprise me.
And surprise me.
The bangs.
Look at the hair of the first one.
The bangs.
Well, the bangs, but the little ponytail at the top.
You could pick up Dish Network on that.
Totally. That's Studs, featuring 2 men who go on blind dates with the same 3 women. All 5 then appear on the show to talk about the date and to determine the ultimate stud.
Ugh.
The show... The show was a hit when it premiered in 1991, only to be canceled in '93 to make room for the doomed Chevy Chase show in late night. They should have left Studs on. Kathy Lee Gifford, who I love, hated that show. She thought it was literally Satan himself hosting that show. She hated it. Now that's tame in today's standards.
It's true.
Can you do those bangs for Halloween? Next, a show anyone in my generation will remember watching MTV. Remember this?
Right here we have 50 single women. Right here we have 50 single guys. That's right, 100 love-starved people looking for a taste of romance on MTV. Singled Out.
Huge hit, Singled Out, hosted by Chris Hardwick and Jenny McCarthy. Look at them. Look at Chris.
That haircut.
I wanted that haircut. It featured a main contestant who narrowed down the group of single people without ever seeing them. Oh, that was a huge hit. Staying in the 90s, one dating show was a mix of dating and pop-up video. Here's a look at Blind Date.
Oh my God, ow. I'm gonna have to get rough with you right now. This is disgusting.
Promise?
Ew.
By the way, that's how Jordan and Kendall met, by the way. That was a recreation.
Oh.
The show, hosted by Roger Lodge, featured a blind date with producers adding commentary through the use of animation and thought bubbles. Most dates ended in a hot tub. Yep. Oh, it was Kendall. This was like 97, 98. This was so good. Oh, and it ran really. Oh, you are disgusted, aren't you?
I would have elbowed him in the face so hard, so fast.
Because you're classy. We'll be right back after these words. Back in a moment.
Oh.
He was like a praying mantis. Kendall's still recovering from the dating show segment.
Oh.
Yeah. There are gross people out there.
I mean, you don't know that person and they're all up in your armhole, elbow pit? No.
No, that's disgusting. I weep for you straight women sometimes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ugh. And there are gross gay guys too. We'll take a break. We'll be back to say goodbye to the audience when we come back. Back in a moment. Let's say goodbye to our audience today. Alan from Oakdale, thank you, buddy. And your invitation to our Tiki party will be in the mail, okay, my friend?
That sounds wonderful.
Mary from Richfield, the same for you. Please bring appetizers, Mary, okay?
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
And I love your T-shirt. Hey, girl, hey, Mary. Thank you for supporting the radio show.
That's right.
And finally, Sarah, Mikey, and Danielle, if you think we're joking, we're not. We're coming to your house to do a show. Jeff will be emailing you, okay, my friends?
Fantastic.
Come on over.
Okay. That's it. Thanks to our audience. Thanks to you. We're doing it, Kendall.
They think we're kidding.
No, they think we're kidding. We're not. We're going to do a show from there. Monday on the show, a local woman is breaking barriers with the new fashion line. I can't wait to talk to her. That is Monday. But right now, as I said at the top of the broadcast, happy birthday to my father-in-law, Papa Haas. He's 22 years old today. Go out there and be yourself. Nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you back here live on Monday.